Kingdom of artistry. Rachin studied there as a painter for one single day. This may or may not have something to do with a rather pretty subject with rather little clothing. Why not make portrait? Few are as skilled as the carpenters of Corinth. One could say they've carved out their reputation for themselves. No, Rachin is not pleased with that one. Dune still has a shrine to Lorcash, yes? This is good. It is always wise for the Khajiit to revere the first trickster. Rachin did not often visit Helkar, for there was little gold to be found in a kingdom of shepherds. Besides, they had little kindness for strangers, especially those in this one's line of work. The kingdom of Canarthia, land of sweet treats and sweeter meats. Rachin even kissed a mermaid on its moonlit shores. Or perhaps it was just a very shapely fish. A land of heavy drinks and heavier regrets. Almost makes Rachin miss his days as a mortal. The hangovers, however, those he is happy to do without. The city of Rachin's youth. It was there that he rose from nothing to the Cat King of Thieves. There are still secret places in Senchal that only this one knows. It was in Tenmar that Rachin found his first love. A bright-eyed doggy rat with fire in her belly. Ever tried to make love in a tree walker? It is not as fun as it sounds. Torval seems to regard their newest mane rather highly. To think there would be a day when all of Elsewhere bowed their head to one Khajiit. Not that it's likely to last, of course. Rachin was there when the city was still Rimka, before the influence of men. To steal a city, this is easy. To take its name, not even this one could accomplish such a feat. Doradin of the Karth were some of the most skillful warriors of their time. And Rachin would know, for he ended up on the wrong side of their blades more than once. Kingdom of rogues and thieves. Never did Rachin feel so welcome within a city's walls. Such a shame that sniveling rat got his claws into it, no? Many Khajiit are skillful merchants, but none quite so clever as the river traders of Brukra, and none quite so willing to wink at Elsewhere's laws, much to Rachin's benefit.
Did you hear? Thunderbirds took down a horse.
That's it! The mural is complete! The Rithana de Renade is finally complete! Oh, I can't believe you were able to complete such a task, Five Claw. My brother and I will be forever in your debt. Though, the mural is called the Song of Kingdoms, yes? Legends say this because it plays a most beautiful song representing the harmony of our people. After all, it is traditional for Khajiit to express themselves through music. I'll admit, I've never been sure of how it plays the song. Perhaps through an enchantment. I can't help but feel that we're missing something here. Something that wouldn't be clear until the mural was restored once more. Good idea. No harm in having a look, now that the mural is complete. The Song of Kingdoms. I always wondered what it sounded like, ever since I was a kitten. I've read so many stories, but never was the song actually described. Aside from the fact that it might save our museum from financial ruin, ancient songs and scriptures have always fascinated me. It's almost as though they allow me to visit a different world, and I want everyone to be able to experience that. My father would tell me stories of our people in front of a roaring fire. Even the most dull tales sounded magical coming from him. History is more than mere facts. The way we remember things is important, yes?
Iraya believes the mural can actually sing. Bah, my sister takes the old tales far too literally.
Looking for something? Rachin is here to help.
Rajin! It's actually the shadow of Rajin! Iraya, look!
I see him. Stop messing with my museum, you muskars!
The feisty Khajiit is right, you know. The Rithana de Renada does have a song to sing. An awful shame that the jewel is still missing, yes? The singing crystal it was called. Rachin remembers how beautifully it glowed the night he stole it. Do not get your tail in a knot. Rachin stole it long ago, when still he walked the sands. The jewel now rests deep within a smuggler's den, the prized possession of Solomon the Sugar Slinger, a Khajiit of both great fortune and ill repute. This one has already provided transportation. So kind, is he not? Head north of Riverhold and meet with Kajad. He will take you to Sugar Slinger. And, fair warning, Walker, the singing crystal is well guarded. Best be careful. Rachin had a feeling you would see things his way. You speak of a shadow of Rachin, not this shadow of Rachin. There are 7 of us, each a different aspect of the great thief who once walked the sands of elsewhere, each with a different purpose. Let us take the shadow you met in Grotwood, for example. He represented Rachin's desire, the desperate greed for that which he wished to obtain, an important trait for any great thief to have. Ah, yes. Rachin always did love his sweetmeats. Desire unchecked rarely comes to good. When alive, Rachin was kept in balance by all of his aspects. Separated? Well, this one suspects that the pretty high elf isn't the only. Why, this one is his charm, of course. Or perhaps his dashing good looks. But you are clever enough to restore the Rethana di Renada, no? This one is sure you can figure out what virtue he carries. Or perhaps what vice. Very well. You've certainly earned a straightforward answer. Difficult as that might be for a spirit of Rachin's persuasion. This one wished to test you, to see how far you would go to reunite elsewhere. This one's homeland bleeds like an open wound. Dragons cloud the skies, war fills the streets, and Rachin's people suffer. And it seems you are at the heart of it all. One lone rook against the odds. If you could not restore mere stone, how could you restore an entire kingdom? Now, more than ever, Elsewhere needs to be as one. A task which requires many to accomplish, yes? But you most of all. Those spirits above do not ask me why.
Best to do as Rajin's shadow says, yes? It would not...
So, you must now retrieve the singing crystal, yes? I have never heard of such a thing, but it does explain how the mural plays its song. If I was a warrior, I would offer you my blade. For now, I will just wish you luck.
You just missed the festivities, Walker. Nothing left. Though, if you wait around for a bit, perhaps that 5-claw straight... All right. Let's not make the boss mad. Need to head... need to head back or something. All right. Don't get your whiskers in a twist. You know, Kajat never really thought of...
We appreciate your patience, good lords and ladies. The viewing will begin in but a few short moments.
Please, don't mind the crowd. Izanji got a tad carried away when the mural was completed. He has invited wealthy nobles and merchants, even from Palatine in the south. Are you able to find the singing crystal? I'm pleased to hear that. Finally, the Song of Kingdoms will sing once more. And, should all go as planned, the House of Histories will receive some much-needed donations today as well. If we're to keep our doors open, yes. After all, collecting the wonders of elsewhere does not come freely, nor does our rent, for that matter. But never mind all that. Please, you should have the honor of placing the singing crystal. The Song of Kingdoms. I didn't know it would be quite so beautiful. And thanks to you, all of Elsewhere will be able to hear it. Perhaps even inspired by it, yes? Now, more than ever, we need to spread hope. Well, I suspect his involvement had much more to do with you than the mural itself. Feel free to visit the House of Histories anytime you wish, free of charge. And here, a gift for your many troubles. The House of Histories is proud to reveal the Ridana de Renada. Please, step forward for a better look. This mural was created as a symbol of peace many centuries ago. 16 kingdoms, yes, but one mural, one song, one people living in harmony. In this time of turmoil, it is our hope that the Ridana de Renada will inspire a renewed commitment to unity and peace.
At last, the House of Histories can flourish. Our patrons will be many, our reputation fragrant.
Let us hope that this mural inspires all of Elsewhere.
Sleek work, Walker. Thanks to you, the Song of Kingdoms is heard once more. Rachin also wishes you luck on your adventures. Is he not generous? After all, the blessing of a trickster such as him is no small thing. Very well. If you could not restore mere stone, how could you speak of age? Let us take... Ah, yes. Why, this one...
Welcome back, friend. Rigord found Lady Isa. She's not as talkative as the women in Windhelm, but she's quite classy. Rigord is sure a Nord ballad will convince her to help make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Where are the screaming mammoths? The screaming mammoths let you touch their instruments? Rigord tried to touch them after a performance in Nibelheim, and his brain still aches from the pummeling. Definitely Rigord's favorite head injury. Why did they give you their instruments? Rigord can be an official screaming mammoth? He can play the instrument of legendary lutist Frongir half-giant? Did Rigord drink a barrel of mead and find himself in a land made of dreams? These are honest questions. Rigord gets confused. Rigord's mind explodes like the top of Mount Vardenfell. Drinking mead with the mammoths was one thing, but playing their instruments is beyond Rigord's wildest imaginings. We will play Lady Isa the best ballad Elsewhere has ever heard. Oh, your eyes shine like glowing mushrooms in gloom rich, and you're sturdy as a mountain goat's hoof-fed feet. We should meet to drink mead and eat wolf meat.
Why are you singing to my house cat, Luna?
Lady Isa? Rigord has logical explanation. You have great influence with the Khajiit, so Rigord wanted to impress you with his song. But first, he had to practice on your cat, because he's like a tiny you.
It's difficult to imagine anything sadder than a confused Nord clutching a lute. Lady Isa is going to pretend that Ambassador Rigord did not just confuse her with a house cat. Your friend is the one who should apologize. His attempts at diplomacy have already offended Justo and sickened Al-Sadak. Fortunately for you, Lady Isa is convinced that Ambassador Riegard's intent is pure. She even brought him a peace offering. Riegard must be rewarded for his comical yet well-intentioned mission to improve relations between the Norns and Khajiit. Lady Isa brought an honorary collar and bell. He will wear it everywhere and elsewhere, so we can always know when he is near. No, but we can all see that Ambassador Riegard is very special. This one presents him with this dignified and stylish reward.
Lady Isa is eager to use her influence to bring peace between the Nords and Khajiit, isn't she? Nothing solves problems better than a traditional Nord love ballad. Except for mead. A collar and bell made to fit Riegard's rippling neck? Riegard will jingle it with pride. Please accept this gift, friend. Riegard could not have made peace between the Nords and Khajiit without you. This song is dedicated to Riegard's favorite diplomatic assistant, and Lady Isa, and that house cat, and increased peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Oh yeah, and mead!
Lady Isa will do her best to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit, just so you can make your way back to Skyrim. This one believes she will remain here until Ambassador Riegard and his honorary bell jingle far away from her cat.
Riegard could not have completed his diplomatic mission without your help, friend. Riegard is externally great. Riegard will go wherever the winds of diplomacy take him, friend. Riegard refuses to rest until Tamriel's races are all sitting together peacefully, drinking mead and singing songs about... mead, probably.
Praise Fig. You were there to stop Alexander.
You cut a striking figure, Walker. There are... you again. How goes your holy work? Then the King of Thieves was watching over you. Let's see. Yes, this will do. Yes. Fine offerings for Rajin. Do not forget yourself when dividing spoils, or Rajin will think you a fool. Good thieves always take their cut. I bless you in the name of the sleek shadow. Fortune and fame are yours for the taking. Is Rajin a god? Do gods not have those who spread word of their deeds? Of course, sleek one. This one does not need a temple to bend his god's ear. He will gladly ask for Rajin's favor on your behalf for a humble offering. Or perhaps you wish to hear a sermon. This one can provide objects of faith as well. Of course, sleek one. King of Thieves! One of your faithful... You jest! Rajin is the saint of fun. Come closer, Walker. And this one will regale you with a tale of Rajin. Just so. On this night, they stretched through the lunar lattice and... but the story is long in the telling. And this one's throat is... A secret kept, a secret gained. He waited, patiently, quietly. Risky, for certain. Two princes, seeing now that the thief was one of her chosen people, the prince, all three princes agreed that the thief was a... Knowing she was as vain as she was dangerous, the thief, and more so, the thief deftly ran his hands about Mofola, brrring sweet, slipped it from her finger without the slightest notice. Such was the lightness of his caress and the skill of his tongue. What else may this humble servant...
Despite the rabbit
Yeah!
I informed Garesh Ree and Chimera about what happened in Rimmon. They're mobilizing our remaining forces even as we speak. Now, tell me, what did you learn at the Desert Wind Adeptorium? I often wondered who Cadwell was before he became a soul shriven. I know the tales of the betrayer, but I never equated the two. The Cadwell we know is so... not that. We'll deal with Zumog Foom after we save Riverhold. Anything else to report? Well, that's a bit of welcome news. Many of the adepts have remarkable martial skills that we could surely make use of. Speaking of which, are you ready to help defend the city? For now, recover your strength and prepare yourself. Euraxia's forces will arrive soon, and we'll need you ready for the battle to come. And here, take this. Garesh Ree keeps handing me pouches, but I have little use for Khajiiti gold. Multiple Cadwells, necromancers, dragons, and now Euraxian soldiers marching on Riverhold. This day just keeps getting better and better. Regardless, there's much to do and not a lot of time to do it. Yes, but Garesh Ree's scouts report that they're on their way. Our parley seems to have aroused Euraxia's anger. What remains of Elsewhere's militia has taken up positions around town, but I fear they are too few in number. They need your help. Garesh Ree has placed the defense of the city in Chimera's hands. She moves the Desert Wind adepts, every volunteer she could muster, and what remains of the militia like pieces on a game board. Report to her, and she'll give you your orders. Find Chimera outside and see what she requires. Euraxian soldiers will soon reach Riverhold. When that happens, all oblivion will break loose. You must have taken a more serious beating than I thought at Desert Wind. So you're... Just that according to Khajiiti legend, Cadwell the Betrayer was one of the heroes who helped Kunzar reach...
I sent Chimera out to coordinate the city's defenses while Tharn and I continue to refine our strategy. Can we hold this city, or should we fall back? I hope that Chimera knows Riverhold and its people well. Her training has prepared her for this. She is more than capable of organizing our defenses. When Euraxia first conquered our home, she occupied the entire upper tier of northern Elsewhere, from Riverhold to Riemann. It took many years and much blood to retake. It won't be easy, but our strategy is sound and Kamira excels at executing tactics. Between Captain Nalado's remaining warriors and the Desert Wind adepts you brought,
We need your cart to help barricade the city, Grishka. The main will compensate you for any damage. I knew nothing good would come of Abner Tarn's efforts to make peace with the usurper queen. Now she turns her attention to Riverhold. We must protect the city, no matter what Euraxia throws at us. So many have answered the call. Zamorak and the Desert Wind adepts, the people of Riverhold. Even that strange Cadwell. And now you, Five Claw. Excellent! I have things that need to be done, but not enough hands to do them. If you are willing. The outlying farms are vulnerable to attack. We need to get the farmers inside the walls before Euraxia's forces arrive. Go to Greenleaf Farm and convince Zazie to move her family. After that, I will send word as to what I need you to do next.
Wait, Walker. Zamorak will accompany you. This one would go with you to the Greenleaf Farm. The farmers there were kind when Zamorak passed that way on his return. He would help you convince them to find safety inside the town. Exile. Circumstances forced Zamorak to leave the land he loves. This one never imagined returning to Elsewhere, but here he is. Zamorak will help, though he prefers to utilize his healing skills over his martial abilities. Zamorak understands, but that may be easier said than done. The last time this one used his martial skills, well, things did not go well. We can discuss this more later. Now let us go help the farmers. The fastest way to reach the farm is through the gate in the western wall.
Oh, this spring attaches to the widget with the hook. Then put the fire salt in the tiny little nook. Sunlight, flowers, fresh air. How do you people tolerate this dreadful place? There's no azure plasm.
Feel free to inspect.
Yes, Captain. The scouts report the Euraxians are marching in this direction. As we expected. Now move. We still have much to do before they get here.
Euraxians, here! We expected an attack from the east and south, but they've somehow encircled the town.
Get out, servant of the usurper queen. Before this one, close your eyes. Who are you to burst into our home without permission?
Wait, this one recognizes the brawny adept standing behind you. What do you want with Zazie and her family? The Euraxians are already here! They seem to be searching for something, though so far they have left us alone. But this one's mate and brother, Kinaro and Hirsch, they are still in the fields, and we will not run while our family remains separated. You would do that? Thank you, Walker. Kinaro would try to hide, but my brother, Hirsch, can be hot-headed, and he hates the Euraxians. A lethal combination when faced with Euraxian steel. Please, hurry. This one's son plans to join the militia. Zazie would rather keep him safe, but children never appreciate the advice of their elders, yes? A few small caves lie to the west, in the hills.
I should be the one to search for father and uncle, not these...
Hey! You'll do no such thing!
Stay back! Go away! Haven't you done enough? Zazie, is she safe? Thank Joan and Jode. Dark moons, what a disaster. The soldiers appeared and chased us out of the fields. Then they started digging. Hirsch threw a rock. They responded with an arrow. Now my mate's brother is dead. I heard one of the soldiers mention body parts. Such gruesome work. But no one is buried in our fields, at least as far as I know. Oh, Walker, I have no...
This one will say the words to guide Hirsch to the sands behind the stars.
Thank you, Adept. I'll go and break the sad news to Zazie. We all grieve for Hirsch, Miniza.
This one's brother now walks the endless sands behind the stars. Zazie's sorrow is only eclipsed by the hatred she feels towards the Euraxians. This one's brother would want us to stay here and defend our farm. Zazie would be a poor sister and a poorer matriarch of this family if she tucked her tail between her legs and slunk... But... Damn you, Walker! We can't even spare a moment to take care of Hirsch's remains? No. The living are more important than the dead. We will go into the city. However, if this one gets killed anyway, she promises to haunt you.
Ah, Five Claw. Good. I have another task for you. I hoped to catch you before you were done here. I need you to head west. Nalado's scouts identified a number of Euraxian supply camps set up near the mountains. I want you to help Nalado and her soldiers disrupt the Euraxian supply lines. These western camps support the soldiers that encircle the city. Find the camps, startle their horses, and set fire to their wagons. Nalado's soldiers will grab whatever supplies they can, but your goal is to inflict mayhem and destruction. Once you scare off the horses and set fire to the wagons, that will be the signal for Nalado's soldiers to grab the supplies. And if any of the Euraxians complain, feel free. Zumog Fum! He wants to resurrect the betrayer from the ancient tales of Kunzari. Ever since Abner Tharn made the Moonsingers recall those legends, we have been haunted by them. But that is the next problem. First, we must protect Riverhold. Do some damage, Five Claw. You were right, Five Claw. They are searching.
Sleek and lively. Grab what you can. Quickly, take as much as you can carry. Well done, Five Claw. Let's talk over there. If those dungheads had proper tails, what we did to their supply camps would put a kink in them. One more small task, Five Claw, if you are willing. This one would have you help the strange one named Cadwell. Cadwell was adamant about helping our cause. He's been tinkering with bits and scraps, claims he's made traps to slow down the Euraxians. If you would, help the strange one set his traps where the Euraxians are sure to spring them. Cadwell works along the main road that heads south out of Riverhold. Make sure he doesn't blow himself to bits, yes? Now, Nalado must return to the city before the Euraxians arrive in force. This one wants to be there when the battle truly begins.
So good to see you again. I missed you terribly. Now, mind where you step. I had no idea I could make such delightful murder toys. You don't want to stick a toe into any of them, though. Threw my little piggy right off. I can play a lute. Magnificent swordplay, my speciality. Can even make a delicious Daedra heart flambe. But these doodads that go kaboom just popped into my head while thinking about how to help the cat folk. I quite like the cat folk. Wouldn't that be remarkable? Decide you need to know something and it just occurs to you in a flash of inspiration. Chocolate souffle. No, it didn't work. More likely, it's something I knew before they chopped my head off and scrambled my memories. Took it right off the old body, yes. Not that I recall details. Probably better that way. Anywho, you can help me arm the last few traps along the road. Just twiddle the spring and tweak the fiddly bit. Carefully. Watch. I'll show you. To arm a trap, just twiddle this bit like so, and... Oh dear. I'm fine. I twiddled when I should have tweaked. Just a wee bit scorched, that's all. Oh my, it's happening again. Well, that's an evil-looking orc, a necromancer, I do believe. I recognize that tree. They're on their way to Riverhold. That's not good at all. And I have enough trouble seeing through my own eyes, let alone someone else's. I hope this doesn't become a regular occurrence. The betrayer's head. I'm not sure why we're connected or why it insists on showing me the most disturbing images. I saw an orc necromancer, a dreadful chap. He's coming to Riverhold and he's bringing his nasty undead chums with him. Rubbish and poppycock, that makes no sense. What's the... Wait, I remember something. The betrayer. Those loon priests called me that, right before they... Well, we need to warn the cat people. The necromancer is coming, and he's bringing undead.
For Queen Euraxia!
Riverhold with cats so bold. I'll see you there, if truth be told.
Over here, 5 Claw.
They're definitely on their way, Chimera. Euraxians with perfectly aligned teeth.
We must get inside and prepare to defend the town. Euraxia's forces are on their way. More undead. Just like at the Defense Force outpost. Regular troops are bad enough, but shambling corpses. They unsettle even the most seasoned Khajiiti warrior. Almost. I wish we had another day and another pride of warriors. But our claws are sharp. Finish your business, then tell me when you are ready. We will enter the town, clear the streets, and set the final defenses before we report to Gareshri. Good. I just need to check. Speaker, we have news!
Report, Chimera.
The Euraxians have necromancers in their ranks.
The usurper queen dare send undead against us? 5 Claw, find Captain Naledo and warn her.
If you told me a year ago that I would be wandering elsewhere on behalf of the Khajiit to deal with a rage of dragons, I would have turned you into a newt for spouting something.
Expert planning and flawless execution. I have complete. The captain took command.
Strike hard! Drive back the Euraxians! Five Claw, did the speaker send orders?
Riverhold belongs to Queen Euraxia Cats!
Grave-robbing cur!
Every death is just a new recruit for Euraxia's army!
This one hates killing the same fools again and again! This one must warn the others.
The necromancer's spell will animate every corpse in town. But this one has an idea. Meet Zamarak at the temple, and maybe we can disrupt the spell. Riverhold's blessed moon pillars. They can cleanse the necromantic curse. This one must be at peace to memorize the inscription. They spilled blood in this sacred place. Keep the undead away, Walker. Come, let us find the blessed pillar of the spring moon. As long as the necromantic spell remains in place, the dead will keep rising. Deal with the undead while Zamarak recites the prayer. The spring moon has sanctified the ground. Let us proceed to the summer moon. Deal with the undead while this one activates the pillar of the summer moon. Dokri, Shashin. One more, the pillar of the winter moon, near Kahajab Hall. Baba Kri Frisin. The moon pillars are activated. Riverhold is sanctified.
It's working. The dead are dead again.
Wait. Something is coming.
Dark moons! Dragons!
We can't fight dragons!
Ha! This one will order the retreat.
Such pathetic creatures. Flee before Kalgranti, you insignificant morsels!
No. Riverhold belongs to the Khajiit.
Kamira, consider your next words very carefully.
Now I'll speak the words my people need to hear. We are Khajiit. We are the children of Alkosh, the daughters and sons of Joan and Jode. We do not run, even from dragons.
Bologdan, prove your worth. Destroy these paltry insects.
Stand with me, people of Anequina, for I am Kamira, daughter of King Hemakar. I am your queen. Now, Five Claw, use the ballista and drive the dragon to the ground! Shown that the Khajiit will not run, not even from a dragon!
All hail Kamira, daughter of King Hemakar and Queen Numara!
Soon, Rimmen and all of Anequina will once again belong to us. The reign of the usurper queen nears its end. On this, I give you my word as the heir of Anequina, the daughter of King Hemakar, and the true queen of Rimmen.
We have plans to make. War Council, with me.
The speaker is correct. There's still work to do. Let's convene in Kahajab Hall.
Can you believe it, Five Claw? Our queen!
Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping defend Riverhold from the Usurper Queen's forces. And killing a dragon. That was amazing. I just wish Kamira had not revealed herself in quite so open. Kamira is indeed the daughter of King Hemakar and Queen Numara. She alone survived the murder of the royal family and has served as my aide ever since. The men and I hope to reveal her identity. A mistake? No. I trust her instincts. She will make a good queen for our people. But Kamira lets her emotions get the better of her, and she can be reckless. I worry that those tendencies could end her rule before it truly begins. Euraxia killed most of the palace staff and quickly spread word that the royal family was dead. Kamira hid in plain sight, often working far from Rimmen, and her pendant protects her from magical detection.
You helped give my people hope, Five Claw. That is a debt I will be hard-pressed to repay. Let us consult with Lord Gareshri and Abner Tarn. We have the rest of this war to plan out. I am the heir to the throne of Rimmon. All of an Equina, to be exact. But I will not officially become the queen until the Main recognizes my lineage and heritage. Before that can happen, we need to remove Euraxia and her ilk from my... I have not forgotten. Both the dragons and the necromancers can be defeated, though. You have shown that. We will find a way to prevail. We have to. Mulamnir and his superior, Calgrontid, however. I expect they will not go down so easily. I want to take the fight directly to the usurper queen, roust her from the palace and take back what is ours. The War Council must decide, however. Lord Gareshri still commands the militia, and Abner Tarn formulates our strategies.
Our people have someone to fight.
You killed a dragon. Impressive, but don't let it go to your head. It was just one, and not even that large of a specimen. Plus, of course, no one will remember your feat. They're all going to be talking about the return of their queen. I had every faith in your ability to handle the situation. There was no need to intervene and tarnish your moment of glory. Besides, my considerable strategic skills serve the Khajiiti cause better than my battle magic. I leave the mayhem to you. Honestly, I had no idea. Chimera's rousing words were all well and good, but it will take more than inspiring speeches and old siege weapons to take down my half-sister. Based on recent events, only one course of action makes sense. We must strike at Rimmon and remove my half-sister from the throne before she rallies her forces. First, however, take this. Compensation for stopping the undead and killing a dragon. My half-sister continues to be an embarrassment to our family name. The time has come to deal with Euraxia. Permanently. Half-sister. And yes, if it comes to that. Euraxia conquered Rimmon without authorization. She oppressed the Khajiit, unleashed hordes of undead, and made a deal with the dragons. If we don't depose her, I hate to imagine what she'll do next. Who said anything about a direct assault? Subterfuge is called for. I suggest a small group slip into the palace, locate Euraxia, and remove her from the throne by any means necessary. Talk to Gareshri. He knows someone who can get us inside.
Now that I have revealed my true heritage, we need to act quickly, Lord Speaker.
I agree with the princess. The time has come to remove my half-sister from the throne.
Queen Tarn? I have not been a princess in a very long time.
I stand corrected. Queen Chimera. You said you had a way to get us into the palace, Lord Speaker?
I do. Five Claw, let us speak. Like most of Abnur Tharn's plans, it is both brilliant and daring. If it has any chance to succeed, however, we need a way to get a small force into the palace without being seen. Luckily, I may have an answer. The former custodian of the palace, he knew the place like the back of his paw. Remarkably, he survived Euraxia's conquest and the purge of the royal family. Find him, and he should be able to provide us with an unseen path into the Aneshi. He served as Castellan for Rimmon Palace under King Hamekar. You can find Aneshi southeast of here, where he now cares for a shrine to the ancient hero Kunzari. Learn what he knows. Then meet the rest of the strike force in Rimmon.
stood against the Daedra in doom. Bright moons so little time.
Euraxia must be stopped at all costs. And trust this one. There will be...
I decided to join you. Aneshi deserves to hear that I still live in my own words.
Welcome to Aneshi's humble shrine to Kunzari. Here, we remember the tales of the hero of ancient Elsewhere. Old Aneshi doesn't get many visitors, friend. Few find much comfort in the ancient tales of Kunzari during these trying times. Wait, Aneshi recognizes your friend. She is grown now, more serious, but this one knows Princess Kamira by Jode. Aneshi's beloved wife, Zaima, worked with the militia for a time after we avoided Euraxia's purge of the palace. Passed along information until the Euraxians caught her. They killed her in the palace courtyard. If Aneshi can help, he will do so. Then you need to enter the palace crypts. A forgotten passage in the crypts leads to the royal kitchens. Aneshi will write down directions to where he hid his master key. The key opens a door. Jode above. Old Aneshi can hardly believe his eyes. Princess Kamira.
It is truly me, Castellan. But I am Queen Kamira now. We will throw the usurper from my father's throne.
We stayed close to the castle. Zaima, my brave and beloved wife, she passed information to the militia until the vile Euraxians caught her. After that, Aneshi came here to restore this ancient shrine. This one will help you as best he can, my queen.
I will visit with Aneshi, Five Claw. Recover the master key and meet me in Riemann.
Yeah!
Five Claw, over here. Tarn wants to speak to you.
This city, Rimmon, I believe I visited this place long ago. It was newer then, not quite as large, and there were definitely fewer Euraxians. It seems that before I became the emaciated epitome of perfection standing before you, I was the miscreant the world knew as Cadwell the Betrayer. My recollections of that time, I've been wondering about that myself. Was it the transition from life to death? When I turned into a soul shriven, perhaps the centuries I spent I've seen things that would curdle the cream in your cabbage pie. My original head is a menace, and that necromancer, Zumov Foom, he's even worse. Wouldn't miss it for all the shackles in Cold Harbor. I live for this kind of adventure. Besides, I want to make sure they don't get around to reassembling my own.
I assume you recovered the master key? Oh, fragrant, my friend. Do you doubt my claim, Five Claw? No, no. Sometimes I find it hard to believe as well. I was barely 13 when the soldiers attacked. My father, King Hemakar, thought the new emperor had sent troops to bolster our defenses. He was wrong. Not just Rimmon. All of Anequina. The usurper queen hired an army and conquered our land to assuage her pride, her greed. She wanted to be a queen, so she killed my parents and subjugated my people. My father's bodyguard, the King's Claw, escorted me to an adeptorium. I insisted on visiting the Grand Adept of the Desert Wind, and my father acquiesced. We were...
This one feels the weight of responsibility. It bears down like a boot upon my tail. Zamorak says many things. This one's words jump out of their own accord like fish leaping from a stream. You asked Zamorak about his exile and why he returned. This one supposes he needs to tell someone, so it might as well be you, Walker. Zamorak was once more than just a humble. Zamorak set aside his studies to protect the king and the royal family. But Zamorak failed. In the end, this one could save only Kamira. After that, I exiled myself. Zamorak dreamed that Elsewhere was in danger. That Joan and Jode wanted me to return.
I may not have figured out Kamira's true identity, but things have been hectic since I met her. Zamorak, though, he was easier to surmise. I recognized the bearing of the King's Claw the moment I saw him. Did you find us a way into the palace? The crypts. So that means another delightful trek through the sewers. The overwhelming stench of excrement still lingers from our last visit. Ah well. I have another task for you to deal with first, however. The siege weapons aim down into the city. We need to disable them before Euraxia realizes she's under attack, or she'll destroy Rimmon just to spite us. Meet Nalado and destroy 2 of the installations. Kamira will take care of the 3rd. Just thinking out loud. A habit I acquired during my time in the archives at White Gold Tower. Zamorak once served as a royal protector. From his bearing and the way he hovers near Kamira, he had to be one of the king's. Captain Nalado's waiting for you near the siege weapons. Work with her to put them out of commission. Once we see the weapons, I'm counting on it. After you and Nalado destroy the first 2 platforms and Kamira deals with the 3rd, Euraxia will order her troops. Zamorak, Cadwell, and I will make our way to the sewers and deal with any Euraxians stationed there. Can't have them raise an alarm and alert my half-sister to our true intentions. Oh, how biting. Was that supposed to wound my feelings? Amateur. And have you already forgotten the part you played in the halls of Colossus? Your hands are as stained as mine. But we're going to fix this. together. So let's get to it, shall we? The good captain waits near the palace. Someone needs to remain behind and organize what remains. The King's Claws were an elite squad of agents loyal to King Hemakar of Rimmon. They protected the king and the royal family, undertook special missions.
I'll get to the far bastion. Best we don't travel together. Divine lives among us. Come and give thanks to him. Blessed are we. The first cat has returned to his people. Aha! What?
Hop in, my... She is an attendant.
More fresh. Then this is a pure... Our bishop, the teachings, because without...
Five Claw. Good, good. We have work to do. Are you ready to disable the siege weapon? The soldier guarding the gate to the south weapons platform appears bored. This one plans to give her something to get excited about when she leaves her. At the gate, yes. This one observed a few more soldiers on the platform, but not many. The usurper queen feels secure.
Watch as Nalado becomes a sleek Uraxian soldier. Oh, how do they see with this thing on? Garashi has been spotted in the market. Hurry!
Finally, some action!
Nalado will deal with the soldier. Oh, this one can't wait to get out of this dungy armor. The south platform is under attack.
Stupid cats! Wait, I better warn my lieutenant first.
Go, destroy the siege weapons. Nalado will clean up this mess.
We should be able to watch Queen Carmira destroy the far platform from over here. She did it! Now let's meet the others at the sewer entrance.
Here come the others now. Zamorak does not like the idea of Queen Camira going off alone.
Why are we all standing around out in the open? That's a terrible way to...
A queen should not rush into danger. It is unseemly. This one should be at her side to keep her safe. Nalado will follow orders, though. Camira is queen now, so this one must do as she says. There are dangers ahead, regardless of whether we stick together or not. But we have a... Yes, and if anything happens to our new queen, this one will have Tharn's head on a platter. We waste too much time.
I'll scout ahead! Tally-ho!
Everyone, unsheathe your claws.
There is the door to the crypts. Let us see if the master key still works.
Nalado will guard the rear. You go ahead and find a way into the palace.
This one hasn't visited these crypts in a long, long time. Wait. This is the royal crypt, but it has been disturbed. They took his body. They desecrated the king's grave. And from the looks of it, the queen's and Kamira's siblings as well. Zamarak has no clue. This royal crypt was prepared when King Hemakar ascended to the throne and married Queen Numara. Why inter the bodies and then dark moons? This one hopes that is not the case. To even think such a thing makes Zamarak's fur stand on end. We should hurry and find Kamira. Find the queen. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly.
Euraxia not only murdered our king and queen, she desecrated their graves! She's a monster!
We can reach the royal chambers through the Chapel of the Guiding Moons and the Great Hall.
That's far enough.
The Chapel of the Guiding Moons is just ahead. It's the necromancer, Zumag Foom. They locked us in.
Queen Euraxia will be delighted to hear that we have guests.
Oh, look, more cats. I do adore flaying and then roasting the nasty creatures.
If you'll excuse us, we have another member of your party to deal with.
I'm of two minds. I want to watch your cadavers tear these cheeky mudcrabs apart, but I also want to deal with my inferior duplicate. What to do? What to do?
Leave the door to Zamarak.
More undead!
Go! Zamarak will guard your backs.
Go left while this one goes right. We will meet in the royal chambers.
destroy me! Destroy you? No, we're simply correcting a mistake of nature.
We will transfer your duplicate's animus into you, head. But our time with Queen Euraxia has reached its end. Come along.
Please, not like this. Try smashing these glass baubles. Well, that wasn't pleasant. You go on. I'll be along in a snap. Can you believe the audacity? I'm not quite sure of the particulars. You'd be surprised how little of the necromantic arts I managed to pick up. Even after, from what I've heard, she really is a terrible ruler. And did you know she's Abner's sister? I'm feeling a bit deflated, really. Probably wouldn't be worth a dented soup spoon in a fight right now. Need a bit of a lie down. Maybe two.
There. Make haste. Euraxia is in the palace courtyard with Mulamnir. Be cautious. We need to know what Euraxia and the dragon are planning before we attack.
The moon gate you seek lies to the southwest. Zumog Thum has the key. Now, about my request.
The necromancers have already agreed to serve Calgrontid. You no longer interest us, Euraxia Tharn.
How dare you! We had a deal! What's this now? My incompetent half-brother and... Aha! The lost princess returns. Here. Your parents have missed you so, princess. I never liked you, Abner. Now, just die!
I'll take down that shield. You deal with the undead. The shield is down.
I'll destroy you all! Oblivion shield me!
Wait. You can mourn Amadon later. I need to see the throne.
Once this all began, I knew Euraxia would need to be dealt with. But sending Chimera's murdered parents against us... Death was too easy an end for my half-sister. I'm concerned that the dragons continue to work with the necromancers, though. Half-sister. And do I really seem like the sentimental type to you? Euraxia may be gone, but Mulamnir mentioned his leader, Calgrontid. He said the necromancers were helping them, and Euraxia said something about a moon gate to the southwest. Perhaps. The next queen of Anequina said there's no time to mourn the dead, but I worry what happened here could affect her judgment. Let's get to the throne room and try to figure out why the dragons need necromancers and a moon gate.
We will deal with the fallen later. I fear more pressing matters must concern us now. May the dark take Euraxia! She sent my own parents against us, and killed the brave and honorable Nalado! But we have no time to mourn. We must determine what the dragons seek at the ancient moon gate. Do not presume to tell me how I should feel. I am the queen now, and I do not have the luxury or the time to grieve. Fiveclaw, those were not my parents. They were animated husks, nothing more. And I will remember Nalado's sacrifice after we finish saving Elsewhere from the dragons. You are still with me in this, Fiveclaw. You and Abner Thorn both. We ended one threat, but two more remain. I will go on without you, but I would rather have you at my side for what is to come. The war is far from over. Even a queen needs to consult with such learned personages as Garesh Rhi and Abner Thorn every now and then. Take this in recognition of your efforts on our behalf, Fiveclaw. Then talk to Garesh Rhi. I need to think. This throne. For too long, a tyrant has sat upon it. But now...
The men must recognize you as the heir of Anequina. But the people already cheer your name.
Finally,
word,
this
Fiveclaw.
palace is a labyrinth. Did I miss anything? Zumog Foom has been collecting my original body parts. He tried to steal... Must I? Oh, very well. I had a friend, I think, another hero of the age, one of these lovely cat people, went by the name of Kunzai Ri. That's another of those blank spaces in my memory. I have no idea why the vile person
When I was a little girl, I played in this room because... Ah, damn it, Fiveclaw. I need a moment to think. To let everything that just occurred sink in. Do you think I have not asked myself that very same question? Joan and Jode, we had to kill my parents again. And Captain Nalado, she died so that I could live. If I can... That is kind of you to say, Fiveclaw. I hope my people feel the same way. No matter. My people need a...
Queen Kamira went through a difficult trial just now, but she will be stronger. Now Zamarak will tell Kamira the truth. How this one served as the king's claw and kept her safe during Euraxia's coup. If she accepts, I will take the same position in...
Kamira's parents would be proud of how she has stepped forward in these dark times. Moons, I am proud of her. While Kamira gathers her thoughts, the rest of us have work to do. Tell me, what happened in the palace? You bring news both welcome and grim. But we can neither celebrate a victory nor mourn the good captain until later, I fear. Could they be interested in the moon gate of Anequina? It lies in that direction. I wonder if this pertains to Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elect. Even now, Abnur Tharn searches through the documents in the royal study, seeking information concerning this final order. Despite his show of indifference, worried? No. That would imply I had any feelings toward the man whatsoever. I'd say I'm more concerned that his nonchalant attitude toward his sister.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favor for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favor might be. We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this. This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many, many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her. Anything pertaining to this Captain Sorlinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard? I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order. Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Solinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard. Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragon Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports, he commands a garrison of troops in an estate.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragon's still dark in the skies overhead.
But we need to replenish our forces. I fear there are more battles ahead.
You carry the weight of the kingdom, Chimera, but the crown is not yet yours.
Yes, yes. I must be recognized by the Main and Queen Eren. Which reminds me, has the Dominion sent us any aid?
A few advisors, some gold, but no troops. We are on our own.
Give me good news, Five Claw. I could use some Dragon Guard. I leave this investigation to you and Tarn. Garesh Ree and I need to figure out how to bolster our... Unfortunately, We are only a small part of Queen Eiren's domain. She sent us advisors and gold to purchase weapons and mercenaries.
Chimera and I must work to win the hearts and minds of the people of Rimini.
This one will watch over Queen Chimera. She may not have agreed to let Zamorak resume.
I found a set of round orb-like objects sitting on a forgotten shelf here in the palace. They're the perfect shape for juggling. Turns out I'm good at juggling. Who knew? And I find it strangely soothing after all that mayhem and fisticuffs.